That's a teasing.
That is a bit of a teaser video.
Hello everybody and welcome to this new live from Ivory Tower. Today I'm super excited to be with our amazing guest. I think we have some great news for today. But before we start, I would like to welcome James to this new live stream.
Hello everybody, yes, thank you very much Arnaud. Pleasure to be back, like you say, with a lot of exciting content for this live stream, and who says exciting content obviously means exciting guests as well. So we're joined by Laure and Paul today. Hello, welcome, thank you for being here. So maybe Laure, you could kick us off by telling us a little bit about what it is you do.
You need to introduce yourself.
Exactly.
Part of the ritual.
So first, thanks James and Arnaud for inviting me. Really pleased to be here and to share with you really cool stuff you'll see. So I'm Laure, I'm an associate producer in charge of game features like PvP, in charge of narrative like live extreme series, and also of audio. Speaking of which, I wanted to thank the community for all the feedbacks that you send. It really helps the team to improve, to continue to deliver its best, and it's really boosting us, so continue. Thanks.
And that's the reason why we kept on improving even the sound engine after the launch, a few months after the release of the actual vehicle, etc., etc.
Exactly.
Thank you guys. And then we have one of the usual suspects.
Yeah, I'm
Paul
Paul.
is back.
Yeah, I'm 3C and mission director. This is not my first time in this room, but I'm always happy to be here to talk about the new things on the game for the community. So it's always a pleasure for me to be with you guys.
And the pleasure's mutual. The feeling's mutual.
Especially today.
Exactly, especially today, especially when we've got some cool stuff to talk about.
So before we move on with all the reveal, the information, because we know you guys are really excited about what is coming next, for the crew too, maybe we could have a quick look at the menu of this live stream.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a lot of cool stuff planned. You can see it down there on your screen. We're going to start off with the usual bits and pieces. We're going to be looking at the next vehicle drop. We're going to be looking at the coming events in April as well, the new street racing events that we've been adding. And then we're going to be moving on to the stuff that you're really here to see. We're going to be talking about the next live update, the April update. And especially the new major feature that's going to be coming with that update. Laure's going to give us all the juicy details. And then you may have seen a few little pictures floating around social media.
Mini videos just before live stream.
Yeah, just before the live stream. You know, some kind of red themed, smoky videos, mystery vehicle in them. Stick around until the end of the live stream if you want to find out a little bit more about that. Yeah. There we go.
Definitely.
And that's already not bad. It's not a bad lineup.
So talking about vehicles, we should start with what is coming really soon to the game, with the next vehicle drop, so the April one. April, yeah, definitely.
April, absolutely, yep.
And so for this new live stream, Paul will be your player. I hope you will show us some great gameplay as always.
I will try.
But first things first, let's start at the house.
Okay.
So here we are in our house. So, okay, shall we do this?
Yeah.
Shall we do the
Go
job?
on then, making the obvious joke, you might see a little option there pop at the bottom because yes, we have found the batteries for remote control. We found the remote control full stop. We can now mute the television.
So now when you spend a lot of hours customizing your car,
exactly,
you will not be bothered by the trailer.
Having the same soundtrack again and again.
So now let's go to the garage to discover the new vehicles joining the roster of the crew 2.
Absolutely.
On the other way.
And here they are over here. So customized in beautiful, almost matching colors, kind of turquoisey, tealy, blue, beautiful.
April is blue month.
Blue month? There we go. It's now official.
It's
April
a new trend I'm starting right now.
So we'll start off with the Suzuki. So we've got the Suzuki GSX R1000R. It's the 2018 model, I believe. And it's basically a bike that Suzuki built for performance, for being completely aerodynamic. It's kind of streamlined for the lowest possible amount, well, the maximum air penetration and therefore the lowest amount of resistance when it's racing. And at the time it was released, it was the best performing GSX-R bike out there. I think it's only second now to its big brother that came out this year, the 2009 model. So it's a pretty fantastic bike for sure, and it's got the looks to match it as well.
So this part is my favorite part of the live stream because James did all his homework once again.
Absolutely. And speaking of cracking looks, obviously we're no stranger to Porsches, but this one's pretty fantastic. So it is the Porsche 718 Cayman GT4, the 2016 model. So that's the first version that came out. And what a version it was, because it's actually the first model that Porsche, well, it's the first GT model that Porsche rolled out outside of the 911, which is kind of like one of their flagship models. And it's got the performance to boot as well. I think it does 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds, something like that. Even Top Gear said that the this particular Cayman is, I think it matches the 911 GT3 in terms of performances. So they're pretty happy with it. It's an all-round pretty cracking car. It sold out in record time when it was released originally, but don't worry, plenty of them to get hold of in the Crew 2.
We have a big stock, don't worry.
We have a big stock, you can definitely get your hands on them. So yeah, it's a pretty fantastic car. We're really happy it's joining the lineup this month.
So for the one asking the question in the chat, both of the vehicles are street racing vehicles.
Yes, exactly. They're both for the street racing discipline, and they will be available as of next week for season pass owners. So that's Wednesday the 3rd of April for season pass owners, and then 1 week later on the 10th, Wednesday the 10th, for all other players to purchase in all the usual ways, bucks, crew credits, whatever you like. They'll be there.
Oh. So 2 new vehicles, and for a while now, since I think end of January, we've been also releasing new content on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna move to the second part of our menu, because yes, this time again during all the month of April, you will get 2 new events per week from the street racing family. And we wanted, before jumping into the exciting stuff with you guys, give you a little bit of a quick overview of some of these new events, because they are pretty cool.
Oh yeah, sure. So this event takes place in one of the best places in the USA in terms of.
So let's show the gameplay.
Yeah, in terms of sensation, because this event has 2 parts. The first part is in the middle of the trees, so you can drive along the sea. And the second part is on wider road. So this is specially designed for speed lover. So it's something very, very cool to play. So I take this one.
So this is a previous, it is a March vehicle job vehicle.
Exactly. So the first part of the track is more technical, and the second one is just about speed, top speed. I know, Arno, is not for you, because your skill of player is not good enough, but...
Ah, cool.
There we go.
So we're starting like this.
Yeah, I think for James it's very easy.
Okay.
So just with one hand, I think he can reach
So
the...
just in case, do not mess up at all. Otherwise, you will...
He's put the
Hear
pressure
about
on
us.
himself now. So that's us getting cracking on this event. This event, which is part of the next batch of street racing events coming to the Crew 2 as of tomorrow, Wednesday. And this week's theme kind of touches on some of the sand you've seen here. It's the desert racing theme. This particular event is not one of them. The 2 events this week will be centered around St. George in the southwest. But you'll get your hands on this one a little bit later on in the month.
And some of you guys are already spotted that we made a little change to the nicknames, it seems.
Yeah, sure.
We're already teasing new content right here.
But as you can see, we wanted to improve the visibility of other players because it was quite hard to see them in the landscape. So we push it more clear to the player, and so it's more challenging because you can see where your opponent are. The idea also is in the map to bring more information to also players. You can see the iconic level, all different players, and where they are friends or people of the crew, and etc. So it's really helping the experience. That's great.
And of course, if I'm, for example, 5th position, which is not really good, Paul, by the way, I will only see the next few one in front of me.
Sure.
In order not to
No, it's not too overwhelming. And what is interesting is also during derby events. So instead of looking on the side of the screen, you can directly see who is first and go and target him. So that's cool.
This is a good strategy.
Yes.
So we've seen a couple of questions popping in the chat about when the next update is. We have already revealed that the next update is on April 24th. We're not going to say anything about it just yet because that's for later on in the stream, but that's when you'll be able to see, amongst other things,
Stay with us.
these new name tags appearing in the game.
Yeah, right now we are showing to you what is coming really, really soon with
Yep.
a new vehicle, with new events that we're bringing on a regular basis. And the April update is coming just
Exactly.
after.
So knocking on the door, it's not too far away.
Top speed, Arnaud, top speed.
It's Paul's pro tip for winning races.
Yeah.
That's a good tip, actually.
Top speed.
Come on, Paul.
In this kind of event, it's okay. I think for the next one, this is not the best way to do it.
Next one's
Yeah, exactly.
can be a bit trickier.
Yeah, here you go showing off, but
He's showing off now.
yeah. And here's a tricky one.
Yeah, starting to pick up the technical aspect of it now. And to get those racing lines spot on for the final stretch of the race.
So Paul will be able to give you a lot of detail about all the team, developed all the roads, thinking about all the details, but he's trying to remain concentrated, so
Yep.
stay focused, to be okay. Okay,
So there we go. Finish line looming
and you first.
and across the first
Congrats.
position.
Not so bad.
Not so bad, indeed.
You want to try?
Let's see the next one.
No, I need to speak, you know.
Okay.
I hope we have some interesting things to say afterwards, so
I hope so.
that's the reason why you're here, guys. Basically, you're here for the big reveals, we're just here to animate stuff, but you are the stars today.
So the second new event. Yeah.
Well, speaking of stars, this next event is a nighttime event. Transition.
Yeah, exactly.
So smooth.
Super smooth.
Bay Area to Central Valley.
Yeah.
And the mood is a bit different in this one.
Yeah,
straight
night
away.
condition, wet roads.
Yep.
So in terms of handling, it's more slippery.
Uh-huh.
And because it's located in a mountain, there's a lot of turns. So this event for me is one of the best for the windy fans.
Mm-hmm.
With more tactical.
Yeah. You have to
More
control
inputs
your
and,
speed. You have to have to keep the control on your brakes. So yeah, it's something different, but very, very cool.
Alrighty, well, let's get it underway.
And the guys from the world team at Ivory Tower work very hard for the weather. As you can see, it's something really, really nice.
Never give it up.
The fog, the wet road,
Yeah.
the color of the cars, everything is, for me, a good way to enjoy this ride.
So he's not in first place just yet. Making his way up a little bit more.
No, it's part of his contract.
Top speed isn't the answer in this one, I don't think.
He's looking at the nice landscape and moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems that our streaming PC is a bit laggy right now. Not too sure really
Paul's
why.
going so fast. The streaming can't keep track. So this kind of joins in with what Clément was saying in our last stream as well about wanting to tell a story, I think, a little bit with the new events. So setting a mood, something very specific, each event being very different. I really like this one. I think it really gives off quite a nice, unique vibe. I think the zigzags heading up through the forest at the start, the nighttime sky, and then the lights coming through the mist, all that, I think it's pretty cool. So definitely one of my favorites.
It's definitely a different experience for
Yeah.
okay, so
And trickier than you'd expect with the wet road as well.
Whoa.
I'm doing fine so far.
Nitros.
So for those of us who've just joined the live stream, just a quick recap of what the plan is for today. We're just running through some of the usual new content, let's say. So we've looked at the new April vehicle drop, and now we're having a look at the street racing events that we're going to be adding the next month. This is the second that we've shown, and then after that we're going to look at some pretty exciting stuff. We're going to be looking at more details on the April update. So
I think we've been teasing this one for a while now.
we have, yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's time that we reveal some
We started
stuff
talking about it a little bit. And we're not even going to talk about all of it because there is a hell of a lot. It's a pretty fantastic update. But today's one is cream of the crop, cherry on top of the cake.
Well, in the menu we say main feature, so I think we have
Maybe
something.
main feature is something like
Damn, we spoiled everything with the menu. Okay, so our PC seems to be back. It's a good thing.
Right.
So we understood that you guys are eagerly waiting for the end of this race, but this one is pretty good, and we
It's quite
really
nice and
wanted to show it
atmospheric,
to
so-
you, as it will be available pretty soon.
Yeah, exactly. And we're closing on the last portion of the race. Anyway, Paul battling for. I was going to say pole position, but we're not going to. We said we
Hey!
wouldn't make that joke. I don't know.
That was my joke,
Oh, yeah. I stole that one.
but I decided not to do it. So
There we go.
because it
Someone
was way
had to take the plunge.
Thank you for this one.
No worries.
Okay, so I think in the chat they're giving you some tips about how to play.
Yeah, really?
So
Yeah.
using nitro, be better in general.
Nitros.
There we are.
Okay, so we are pushing the end, so it's a bit less
Exactly.
technical. It's a
Final stretch through agricultural territory, scaring cows, shocking sheep, all that kind of stuff. And heading towards the finish line.
okay,
There we go.
well done.
Hey!
I win.
And another person.
Oh, you trained quite a bit. Okay, so that was
My
the
look.
selection of the events we wanted to share with you.
Yep.
Once again, 2 new events per week until
Exactly.
April 24th.
Indeed, we actually have a handy infographic to show. Just next dive update. So we are thrilled to reveal that it is called the Crew 2 Hot Shots.
Yeah, let's have a look at the unlimited logo. It was
Exactly.
the first part of this reveal. Which
There we are. The Crew 2 Hot Shots coming to the Crew 2 on April 24th.
yeah,
And as you may have spotted in the infographic
let's
as
keep
well.
it for a few seconds later.
Yeah. There's a specific little gameplay feature in there that may or may not have been in the Crew 1, that may or may not have been requested by quite a few people.
But before we move into these parts, because I'm
Yes.
pretty sure Lo will have a lot to say about it,
Absolutely.
just a quick reminder, so April 24th, and of course, as Gather Rush, as Demolition Derby, available for free to all the Crew 2 players. And so, yes, a lot of great content and great features coming, and yes, we wanted during this live stream to give you a sneak peek to one of the most eagerly awaited feature.
Yep.
So now we can reveal the official logo.
Exactly.
There is
Here we go.
a bit of a mix-up.
There we are. The live summit comes to the Crew 2. Woo! I'm happy. I'm excited.
We are.
I'm pretty sure everybody is happy, and I can see here in the chat that yes,
Yes,
people are
absolutely.
excited.
People are happy that it's coming.
So before we move into all the details, maybe some people don't know what is the Live Summit. So maybe Laura, can you give us a quick overview of the Live Summit?
Sure. So yes, I'm really pleased to be here to present the summit, as you have seen. So the main idea is that you'll have, this is an asynchronous competition, and you have 9 activities every week, so skills and events, with a global leaderboard. So you have 1 week to do your best to challenge yourself and do the best score you can on those 9 activities. And at the end of the week, you have specific and exclusive rewards according to your rank. So this is the idea.
This
and
is
we will
overview.
we'll show more Paul on the pad.
Yeah, Paul, please
Yeah,
survive.
I'm
You have
dying.
important
I'm
stuff
sorry,
to
I'm
show.
dying.
Important work to do.
Yeah.
So here we are in HQ.
Yeah.
Yes, you'll be able to access the summit from all HQ since you are Iconic 1. You can also access the summit from the main menu and from the news, because we will push some news on it.
Yeah.
So here we'll enter Polar Rush, which is the summit of the week.
Okay.
So here
Okay,
we are.
so here, as you can see, you have 9 activities, so 3 skills. So there are 2 new skills for this very specific summit. You also have 6 activities. Those are events that you are used to see during your PvE progression. Each week, since we release a new event, you'll find this new event in the Summit of the Week. And what is a bit different from the progression, from the event you can find in the progression, is that you can see small icons on all tickets. Those are modifiers. So here, this is Polar Rush, as it says. It's winter time.
Could
So
expect some snow.
yes. So all will be played with the snow. There is also a specific time of day. The idea also is so to renew the experience from the PvE, to have some vehicle required, which will be very interesting for the summits that are mooded. Like for we have a summit on Japan, so
Japanese
this
cars
is
and,
yes, Rising Sun. And you will have to have Japan cars and vehicles, maybe bikes too, to challenge on it each events. The idea also is you may be the best of all time on an event. Okay, no, we re-challenge you and all your friends, etc. And you have a leaderboard for 1 week. If you don't have the vehicles, you have 2 choices. Either you can go to the HQ to purchase the vehicle, or you can play in crew with someone, a crewmaster that have the vehicle.
So this is a quite, I would not say complex, but there's a lot to show here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do some activities and explain you a bit more while we progress.
Sure.
But basically, this is a weekly competition with 9 activities. The best you perform, the more points you get. We get back to this point after, and you have also associated rewards. So maybe we could start
Jump
and,
into a
Yeah,
little
warm
bit
up
of
with
a
a
little bit of
warm up
gameplay.
skill.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's do a warm up with a skill.
So we're doing St. Jonat's Peak. This is a new one. As you can see, we are teleported right in front of the gate. You can, if you don't have the right vehicle, of course, change it and perform. And the idea was that we wanted to put skills because they are really designed for competitions and asynchronous competition. And we saw that in TC1, it was quite crazy when we have all those people and all those ghosts gathering at the same time to compete. So we wanted to recreate this sensation.
So Paul is showing us
something.
Maybe it's not a bit too much here, but
okay, I can do better.
The TV is.
The idea was to show you that
we can retry.
Something great about the skill that you can retry instantly and do your best, do your best, do your best.
Yes, this is fast retry.
So if you say nice driving, don't worry, this is not his usual driving. He was trying to perform, but you see. So here it's a better road. It's trying to take it uphill. You can do it whatever your play style is.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, you can try it again as many times as you like. There's no waiting for it. You just retry and try to get those high scores.
Sure. So here
it's
maybe we'll get to the bonus
Not
points.
the trees.
Make it past the tree line? No.
Yeah, nice one.
Oh!
Okay. So that was okay.
It was acceptable. You can stay.
Oh, I'm
Just
sorry.
skipped everything.
Okay, we'll have
We'll keep
another
it for
one
the
because
next one.
there is a great work done by the audio team on all the reroutes and etc.
Yeah.
What we didn't tell that on the bottom line you can see 9 slots for green. The idea is that each time you do a different activity, you have a green slot, and once you have all the green slots, you can see on the right side a bonus point. So it encourages you not to be the best on one activity, but on all activities. And on the left, this one I'm good.
Perfect.
You have access to the global leaderboard and to the different rankings and thresholds, and you'll have specific rewards according to the different rankings. What is interesting to say is that if you are platinum, for instance, you'll have all the rewards from the bottom lower
Gold, silver,
thresholds.
and bronze.
Yes.
Yeah.
And on another interesting information is that to be gold, you won't have to be in the top 5 people, which is quite easy. This is only for the demonstration, not for Arno. Okay.
I think it's just for Arno.
It will be like true figures.
So yeah, basically this version is an internal build that we're using for this test. Of course, the summits are not lasting for 4 months. This is a weekly based competition, so no worries. And it will not be the top 2, it will be the top 1,000 for the first live summit.
And for those of you asking about matchmaking on the PvP side, this is PvE.
Yeah.
So it's asynchronous competition where you can beat for places on the leaderboards. It's not, there's no matchmaking involved.
So at any time you can try to beat your friend and be the best and get on the higher ranks.
Yeah, but what we also recommend is to play in crew because the idea is that if I play with James, for instance, and you are the first one, and because I'm not that good, I'm like 5th. And still, if you finish the race, earn points, even if I'm not in the top 3 players.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's very interesting to play in crew, so it enables to have the bonus even if I don't reach the
top spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we move to one of the events because we added new skill, but we also added new events.
Exactly.
Along with the
A brand new Rally Red version. It's something different. This event takes place in a Great Canyon. It's cool to play in a nice place. And also, there is only one track. You don't have to find your way to be in the first position. But because we are in a Great Canyon, all the track is surrounded by cliff and rocks. So you have to manage your speed just to be
stay on the road.
Yeah, and try to avoid some obstacles or something like that. So it's different, but it's I think a very good idea from the LD teams because they work hard.
The design team.
Yeah, sorry. they work very hard to deliver something new, something fresh and fun, and I think it's something you can feel when you play on this version.
So something we did not mention, I think, yet, is that PvP, we really wanted all players to be able to compete at the same level and really to have fun right now at this moment. Here, since it is an asynchronous competition, we know that some of you play a few hours, I would say, and already get the best parts, already custom all the vehicles. And in the live summits, you will be able to use your own vehicles with your V level and your own parts.
And your iconic points also, so you can keep your the way you play, your own gameplay, and compete with all this. So this is quite different from the PvP on this aspect.
Exactly. So it's whereas PvP was designed to be as accessible to as many players as possible straight away with as little friction as possible, the live summit is really much more for, I guess, players who've progressed through that timeline already, who've spent time and tears and love and sweat and blood upgrading their vehicles to get them in the best position possible, and you keep all of that for your performances here. In fact, it's recommended to really level them up before taking part, because it will make a difference.
So definitely, if you played a lot and really engaged, already progressed, this is something that will be really interesting for you to show your skill, show your customize all your parts, etc.
And like we said, the live summit's available from icon level 1 as well. So either way, you'll be further down the progression line before you can actually start participating.
And what maybe you you noticed that we skipped totally the SAS. We entered directly into the vehicle selection and 3, 2, 1, go. So it's still the idea to have a very quick loop to faster retry and do the events. So we really worked on it.
Yeah, basically this is the idea of the summit is that I can outperform myself, I can do better. So with a frictionless experience like this, it's easier to go on and retry. And we will try to keep people alive for the rest of the live stream. We will give you some water at the end of this event. Do you want some water, Paul?
Yes, please.
Porsche was putting his body on the line to bring you the very best gameplay.
Whoa.
And you're here on the line too, but I keep it for the end of the race. It will be your reward. The glass of water.
Exclusive one.
Exactly. If you beat the objective, Ghost. Otherwise, no water for you.
Otherwise, you're done.
There we go. Moment of truth. The objectives on the horizon.
You get your water.
If you don't, Arno drinks it in front of you. That's just cruel.
Maybe I will.
There we
Don't
go.
skip.
Thank you.
Have a break. So here, let's have a look at this menu. So this is a new addition for the live summit.
Yes, you have the normal flow, and afterwards you have very specific information about the summit.
Can we go back to the screen? Sorry.
No problem. And you can also see that we have specific colors and specific animations. So there is really a mood different from on each summit. And maybe we can mention that the summits are designed to be by 4, and at the end of each month we have a quite specific summit with more rewards, etc. And at the end of the first month we will have something about live events here, Extreme Series, because we know you love it.
It's something that your team really like to do, and something that players really like too. So
yes,
it's good news to have them.
Yes, and we'll have a new one because since we know that you love it, we are doing another one. And maybe yes. So now the combo event.
So official naming.
Official naming with the big ticket. So this is something very new from for TC2 that we didn't have for TC1. The crazy idea was to propose really a new experience and to surprise everyone. So we tried to bring different vehicle discipline from another discipline to a specific event. For instance, here you have you will use the Alpha Grand Prix for street racing. And how we did it, so we took all our disciplines on all our vehicles, and we tried to, and we had this designer testing all the mix, and we checked what was working, what was fun but not working, etc. So we had, like, for instance, hovercraft doing jet sprint races, or I think the craziest is the plane doing the rally raid. So this is really cool.
This is one of my favorites, to be honest. Rally raid is
Yeah,
It's pretty unexpected. It's a very different way to experience those kind of races.
So it's really a discovery, and yes, we had many play sessions in the studio to try if it was working with everybody involved, and it was really fun because people really enjoyed it and shared their ranking, etc., to challenge each other. So it was really great.
And here it's a really different way to play this event that you may already know, even if we added some twists with the conditions, etc. Because even if, yes, you have a really more powerful car, where there is a lot of turns, there are a lot of jumps, maybe it's not that easy to adapt with this RB14.
So Paul just hit a car there. That might. Oh, there you go. But see.
And some people on the road before have heard.
What's interesting with hitting the AI cars in the new update, though, is that some work has been done on the audio.
On the traffic
feedback as
cars,
well.
yes, on the traffic cars. So you will hear more alarms and horns. Yes, because they're quite disturbed. So
now the traffic is
try.
more living, and we'll give you some sound feedback.
Yes. There is also the lights.
And no, he didn't take the shortcut because he didn't want to do it.
He doesn't want to reveal
He loves
absolutely
the
everything
challenge.
in his stream.
So those combo events will be only part of their associated live summit.
Yes.
Whereas the event that we showed before will be released on a regular PvE progression after the release of their live summit.
Yeah, so when the update goes live, the new skills will be available straight away, but the new events that are brought every week with each new themed summit, every week that one event will release as usual with the usual setup it was intended for in its own discipline, available on the map for you to go and practice and try outside of the summit as much as you like, or for people who don't have access to the summit yet necessarily can go and try the event.
Oh.
What is it with you and trees, Paul?
I love trees.
He's tree hugging.
I think he's losing his voice.
Panic.
Did you survive into the end? Yes, you've done it.
Across the finish line.
So it was just to demonstrate that if you were with some other people in crew,
Like
you would
people
have.
like Arnaud.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
He could have
Your
carried
child
you,
would have
carried you to
exactly
victory.
what I need. A good guy with me.
Thank you very much. It's our pleasure.
And maybe what we can say about also the summit is that you can, since it's only on each week, you won't have access to the leaderboard in the game, but on the crew hub, you will have access to the previous ranking and leaderboards of the summits. The current ones, yes, with 10 minutes delay, but also the previous one, and you have also access for next updates for hotshots to all the event leaderboards and famous leaderboards on the crew hub, so I encourage you to go there.
Exactly. All of those beautiful stats and times and scores available directly on the website, so you don't even have to be in the game to check your
So even if you are not at home and you want to make sure that you stay at the top of the platinum ranking, you can check at any time on your mobile or on your PC your ranking and your current position. So
yeah, and go back because you want to be gold.
Exactly.
No, I want to be platinum.
Platinum, sure.
Because you
Well,
want
we're
the...
setting realistic expectations for Arnaud. He wants to be gold. He's happy with that. So
Okay, so why is it me today? Okay, cool. Nice. So in terms of points, of course, the best you do, the best you perform, the more points you will get, because here we are talking about summit points, not regular points, not sure we mentioned it before. But,
No, yes, indeed. The idea is to have a correspondency between the points, like for drift, which is based on points, and time for the races, and to convert everything to summit points. So in the end, as you can see on the event that has been completed, you have an amount of points, and the general ranking is the sum. This is quite basic, and
so even if you rank first at one event, does that mean that you will be at the top of the leaderboard?
No.
Not at all.
It's your global performance overall, isn't it?
yes.
And they are individual.
But you have leaderboard for each activity, so to see how much you can still perform and earn points on this very activity.
No.
Cool. So you mentioned before that every month we'll have a special live summit.
Yes.
So at the end of every month, I think?
Yeah, it's the final week of every month. You'll have this special live summit with a special reward as well, maybe. Once every month you'll have the opportunity to win an exclusive vehicle. All the platinum rewards are exclusive anyway, different types of rewards. We're not going to be revealing the rewards today because that's all stuff that we're going to be showing in our big reveal live stream closer to the date. So you'll have to stay patient a little bit longer for that.
Pretty sure
and for everything else as well.
We will share some information before.
Exactly, but if you keep your eyes on our channels leading up to then, you might get an idea of some of the stuff that's coming, for sure.
Yeah, the purpose of this live stream was to officially reveal the Hot Shop theme and also the live summit. So people who already know the summit, this is a great news coming back, and also for new players, it will be a good way to do some competition, but without the, let's say, stress of the PvP.
Yeah,
and it's different from TC1.
It is, yeah. It's a revamped, updated version for TC2, and it's something to aim for as well for those players of you who haven't yet hit Icon 1, who are starting off in the game. It gives you this slightly more maybe end-game motivation as well to level up your vehicles and go and take them to hit those leaderboards and win some, pretty cool rewards.
And of course, this is only a part of this update.
Yes.
Because I can see some comments saying, it's only about that. No, guys, it's just the first reveal of this update, and we wanted to give you a first glimpse about what is coming. And
of the major features.
The major new feature will be the live summit, but we have other features. Sure. We have a lot of other content. You just have to
wait.
Hey, wait, all right. So stay tuned in the coming weeks to learn more about the rewards of the summit and all the content.
Absolutely.
Okay, I think
there are a couple of more things we wanted to mention. We talked quite a lot about leaderboards.
Yeah.
So obviously
it's
leaderboards.
Been a major topic.
Yes, it's been a big topic since launch, and obviously we mentioned it quite a few times with the live summit. Just leaderboards are obviously a big part of the competitive ecosystem. Now, since launch, we have changed a lot of things in the game. I mean, vehicles have been balanced, exploits that have been fixed, physics and handling changes, new disciplines added, a whole ton of stuff, which means that the competitive scene today is very different to how it was back at launch. It's come a long way. And the leaderboards, as they currently are, don't necessarily reflect exactly what is currently possible on the competitive side, on the leaderboard side, with events today. So as of April 24th, so that's the date of the Hot Shots update, we have taken the decision to reset the leaderboards for all events. So these are just the event leaderboards. It's not the fame leaderboards or the skill leaderboards, nothing like that, or PvP rankings. We're not resetting those. We're just resetting the event leaderboards to make sure that ecosystem is cleaned and up to date and reflects kind of the current meta, I suppose. Crew 2 competitive side. Hopefully Paul will still be around with us to be able to see it when it's released in a month.
Yeah.
Maybe next month, I'm not really sure, but
Yeah.
and
So
of
it's
course you will keep your progression.
you
We
keep your
will
progression. There's
not
no change
remove
there.
any
And in
vehicles,
fact,
anything.
you can probably still see your old scores on the Game to
Yes.
Web leaderboard as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, the all leaderboards will be viewable on the Crew Hub. Still
Yes.
another reason to go there.
Exactly.
With all the amazing photographs. And
Yes, the pictures.
Yep. So you won't lose the scores and things that were before. There'll still be a record of those. So like with the summit, you can go and check your old progression, your current progression, all of that.
And talking about competition, there's something else we wanted to mention here. So here we will be introducing with this new update an asynchronous competition, but we also want to keep on living the existing PvP experience and continue to give it some love and directly coming from the community, because we've been working the last few weeks with some of our pit crew members. You may already have heard about them. And we will be introducing starting next Wednesday.
Starting tomorrow, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's
tomorrow.
Yeah.
We've been planning the stream for so long that next week became tomorrow, and so it's starting tomorrow.
Yeah, starting tomorrow. So every Wednesday and Saturday, every week on Wednesday and Saturday, you will be able to discover a playlist that has been completely designed by one member of the pit crew. So we will be kickstarting this great initiative with Racemeister Dave, a name that many of you already know among the competitive community, and his Racing 20 playlist.
Yes, absolutely. So you can see that as of tomorrow, live in the game. And in fact, the weekly challenge that we usually run this week is going to be themed on live battle, so PvP, specifically on the mixed queue. And Dave's playlist will appear in this queue tomorrow and on Saturday, so you can try your hand at that and also compete towards the weekly challenge as well and get some rewards. So be sure to check it out. We'll pop a reminder out on social media, probably on Saturday as well.
In-game also.
Yeah, and in-game there'll be some news on it. So definitely go try it out, because it's specifically been designed by someone who's at the top of the competitive game. And it's worth the detour.
And of course, we will be sharing all the information we disclosed today through articles. So
yes, so we've got a lot of articles coming. So to
10
recap,
minutes
in 10 minutes, yes, so 7 p.m. French time, there will be So that's just
sun is gone.
a quick reminder of some of the information that's going to be available on the website. We've also got a live summit recap, which will show the logo off as well. We've got a leaderboard recap as well, for those of you who wanted to find out a little bit more about what's going on there. The usual TC2 weekly article. There's a whole bunch of stuff, a lot of reading for the commute or wherever it is you read the Crew 2 news. So be sure to go and check it out. And over the coming weeks as well, there'll be some stuff popping up on our channels as well. We've seen a lot of questions about new vehicles, other new things coming with the update, so stay tuned for those, because they are coming soon. And they're worth keeping your eyes peeled for, because they are pretty cracking.
Definitely, yeah. Okay, so I think we're done for today.
I think we've covered most of it, yeah.
Most of it. So April 24th, the Crew 2 Hotshots, available for free to all players. One of the features, the big one, will be the live summit, asynchronous competition, weekly based.
The tip of the iceberg, just the cherry on the cake.
Yeah.
Wait for the cake. Cake's big.
Yes.
Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. Thanks to our amazing guests. We hope that Paul will be able to come back for the future one, maybe.
If I survive, maybe.
We're pretty excited for what is coming next.
Absolutely. And we hope you are as excited as us as well. So
keep an eye on our channels. And I think we have one last thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, thank you very much all for watching. And thank you very much to our fantastic guests for dropping by and providing the gameplay, the heart in hand, emotional moments of being on the edge of death, and all last fantastic tidbits on what's coming in the next live update. It's been great.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you to you, Arno, for your beautiful presence, as always.
Thank you.
And yeah, we will leave you with
A little
something. Last something
to conclude this.
to conclude this live stream. So
this
roll the cameras.
teasing, this live stream.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, everyone, and see you soon.
Yeah.